How you guys doing today? What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having an okay Tuesday. In today's presentation, guys, I want to talk about being a man that has to lead with finances. Now, men who've always had women desiring them, men who've always had females being attracted to them, they don't necessarily have to lead with their finances. And I watch a lot of content where guys telling dudes, don't lead with money, don't lead with your finances and stuff like that. But let's just be honest, guys. If you're a man that women are not attracted to, you got to lead with your finances. And I know a lot of guys don't necessarily think that they're a bad looking guy, but you know, if you one of those dudes that's always been overlooked by women, that just go to show you that females don't feel, intimately attracted to you. And as a man, if women are not intimately attracted to you, you have to lead with finances. I mean, even Alpha Male Strategy said it best. Money is the greatest equalizer for guys that women are not attracted to. Um, I feel like a lot of these women, a lot of the guys that women find unattractive, a lot of these dudes are not necessarily bad looking dudes. It's just that women, their standards are so high. Um, I feel like when it comes to female attraction, uh, what they're attracted to is just unrealistic. I noticed that you have to be on a certain threshold level of looks for women to feel that natural chemistry towards you as a man. And a lot of the dudes that females are overlooking, a lot of these guys, I'm pretty sure they don't necessarily feel they're terrible looking guys. Like me, I never felt that I was a terrible looking guy. Most guys don't look like models. But like I stated, women want a guy that has a certain threshold of looks. And if you don't have that certain threshold level of looks, then females are going to ignore you. And nowadays, I feel what females are stimulated by is just totally unrealistic. The men that they find physically attractive is unrealistic because most guys don't look like models. And I feel when it comes to female attraction, you have to have some facial symmetry that would remind them of a model in order for them to want to screw you. Um, and a lot of guys who say that you shouldn't lead with money or lead with finances, a lot of those guys are guys that females are naturally stimulated by. And a lot of guys, like I stated before, a lot of men who are older, they're part of a total different generation. Women more than likely wasn't even as shallow as females are today when they were coming along. So what I'm getting at, guys, here is that when that raw physical attraction is not there, when you're a guy that's overlooked by women, when you're a guy that's not chosen by females, females are not stimulated by you as a man, you have to lead with finances. Um, I know certain men are against the idea of buying women gifts, giving women money, but when that physical attraction is not there, when a woman is not stimulated by you as a man, you have to use money and material possessions to stimulate her. Money is the ultimate equalizer. Um, Physical attraction is something that happens naturally. It's either there or it's not. It cannot be tweaked. It cannot be created. Some men will try to gaslight you to make you think that you can create stimulation. You cannot create stimulation. It's either there or it's not. And if females are not attracted to you, you have to lead with money. And I'm speaking for guys who have never been checking, who've never been desired by women like that. You know, some guys when they talk about dating and relationship, they're speaking from the perspective of a man who's always been wanted. I'm speaking from the perspective of a dude who's been overlooked, and that's who I represent for. Dudes who've been overlooked, dudes who've been labeled outcasts, rejects, you name it. That's who I'm speaking for. Just like you got the defendant in the courtroom and you got the plaintiff, I'm speaking for the defense side. You know, that's who I'm speaking for. And that's who I'm representing for. I'm representing for dudes who never had chicks digging them like that. And those are the type of dudes that I represent for, and those are the type of guys that I resonate with. But when certain guys talk about dating and women and relationships, you can tell that they're speaking from the perspective of a guy who always had chicks digging him. They're speaking from the perspective of a dude who always had females desiring them from a very young age. Not all guys had it that way. And, generation matters a lot. I do believe some of us guys who are not being chosen by women, perhaps if we were part of a different generation, getting pussy would have been easy for us. But women of today are extremely shallow. And I feel like a lot of older gentlemen who try to give young guys advice about women, if they were a young man all over again, their whole perspective and mindset would be totally different because it's a new day, new time. It's a different breed of women out here. And I feel women of today, their standards are just very, very high, because I've even talked to some dudes who tell me females never dig them, and they don't necessarily feel that they're necessarily a bad looking dude. It's just that these women, they want something that's out of sight. They want a dude that resembles a model. That's what women want nowadays. And as a man, if you're not all that attractive physically to a woman, you have to compensate with money. So I don't feel it's wrong for a man to lead with money. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in this presentation today, men who are not desired by women have to lead with money. If a woman is not stimulated by you as a man, you gotta lead with money. That's the only way. That's just being real. If you, and I want some people to do a video response to this presentation, some dating coaches, whoever. If you are a man that women are not stimulated by, you have to lead with finances. You have to. Because that's the only way you're going to get a woman to respect you, and that's the only way you're going to get a woman to see what you're working with as a man. Because if what I had to understand and really get in my head, if females do not find you physically attractive as a man, you have to compensate with money and material possessions. If females are not naturally stimulated by you as a man, if you're not a guy that they're naturally attracted to, that they naturally want to be intimate with, as a man, you have to compensate with money. You got to compensate with Fendi, Gucci, Prada, Emilio Pucci, $700 dinner dates to Ruth Chris, bottles of champagne, taking care of kids that's not yours, paying a woman mortgage. You have to do all of these things. And the main reason, I don't know about you guys, but the main reason why I want to be on a certain economic level is so I can step into the lane that Steve Harvey's in. Steve Harvey is a millionaire, but what I like about Steve Harvey, he knows that his wife is not attracted to him. He knows that he pretty much financed his whole marriage. There's no attraction there, and she's not attracted to him. And there are men out there who know that the woman that they put a rock on, her finger, a lot of these men, they know that their wife is not attracted to them. They know they only got their woman because of money. But like I stated, if women are not physically attracted to you, you have to compensate with money. That's just the only way. You got to compensate with money and material possessions. That's the only way. If the physical attraction is not there, you have to compensate with money. A lot of guys wonder how you got some dudes who don't have a pot to piss out of, but they got a woman. It's because the woman was attracted to them. And one thing I had to learn is that when a woman is attracted to you as a man, you don't have to have a career. You don't have to have nothing going for you as a man. You can be a bum. And this is why you have certain men who have women taking care of them. They live in a woman's house. They play PlayStation 5 all day. They smoking, smoking Doja. And they don't have to worry about nothing because they got a woman totally supporting them financially. But I had to understand that myself because back in the day, I didn't understand that as a man, if a woman is attracted to you, you ain't got to have nothing. You don't even got to have a career. You ain't got to take a shower. You ain't got to have nothing. And I just go to show you that when a woman is feeling you, when a woman is attracted to you, you don't got to have anything going for yourself as a man. You really don't. And that's why a lot of those guys don't feel motivated to get their life together because they got women taking care of them, giving them the world, and they ain't got nothing. They don't work, don't desire to work, never had a job, because they got a woman 100% taking care of them. But dudes who've never been sought after, our reality is totally different. Guys that women are not checking for like that, our lifestyle and reality is just totally different. So all I'm saying here is that it's all about perspective. Men who've always been desired by women, they don't believe in leading with finances. But when you're a man who's never been wanted by females like that, females never been checking for you like that, you never been a dude that can get pussy like that, you have to lead with finances. And this is the reason to why I want to be a millionaire. So I can totally be like Steve Harvey and finance a wife on the strength of my money and clout. That's my game. And that's what a lot of guys got to do. And that's what I had to really get in my head as a man. If a woman is not sexually stimulated by you, it's going to boil down to finances. That's what it's going to boil down to. And see, I'm the type of dude, if I was loaded with money, I'd buy a woman a brand new car. I'll pay a woman mortgage. I'll take care of her kids. I'll do the whole nine. We go on an $800 dinner date to Roof Chris. We popping bottles of Armand de Brignac. I got on the Amenagildo tuxedo, Amenagildo Zegna is a designer that was discovered in Trevero, Italy. Yes, I know the whole story from Amenagildo Zegna. It's a legacy of Italian elegance. But that's why I want big money, so I can totally lead with money. But just remember, for all the dudes out there that women are not sexually stimulated by, you gotta lead with money. That's one thing my father always told me. I never forget when I was 14, he told me, if you have enough money, you can have any woman you want. Some men have to lead with money. Some men have to lead with money because if the attraction is not there, if a woman is not stimulated by you as a man, if you don't make her punani get wet, you got to lead with that cash. You got to lead with that Chanel. You got to lead with the Fendi. You got to lead with the Brunello Cucinelli. You got to lead with the Mont Blanc. You got to lead with the Hermano Cervino. You got to lead with the Fettuccine in Ville. You got to lead with the Chanel. You got to lead with the Boglioli, with the Loro Piana. May I go on? You got to lead with that brown paper bag. When you a man that women are not physically turned on by, the chemistry is not there, they just not attracted to you, you got to lead with money. You got to lead with the SLR McLaren, Mercedes-Benz. You got to lead with the Audemars Piguet, Vacheron Constantin, Harry Winston. You got to lead with the Patek Philippe or the Piaget Autoplano. Yeah, you got to lead with that money. When you a man that women ain't feeling, they not attracted to you, you just don't stimulate women. You don't stimulate women in an intimate way. You got to lead with money. And that's what I had to realize. If you a man that does not stimulate women sexually, they just not attracted to you, you got to lead with money. And that's the main reason why I want to be a millionaire. I hope that's you guys' inspiration too. May I go on with the designer names: Fendi, Chanel, Canali, Goyard, Loewe, Saks Fifth Avenue. That's what you got to lead with when you a man that chicks are not attracted to. And see, men who've always had chicks digging them, they don't understand leading with money because they never had to lead with money. There are certain men who've always been able to get boxed. Chicks was always feeling them from a young age. So they never had to lead with money and material possessions. Money and having a good career and being successful is just extra icing on the cake for those men. And those are men who are desired by women. And I know men who are desired by women, they would co-sign every word that I'm spitting right now. Men who are sexually attractive to women, them having a career and money is just extra icing on the cake. It's just like extra credentials on their resume. But even if they didn't have a career and no money, women would still dig them because the chemistry is there. Women are stimulated by them. But when women are not stimulated by you as a man, when they're not attracted to you, you got to lead with your wallet. You got to lead with that almighty dollar. But you guys let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about a man leading with money. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I know a lot of guys speak against a man leading with money, but it's like when you a dude that chicks ain't attracted to, what other option do you have? When you a man that women are just not stimulated by, you got to lead with money. I'm the type of man, if I was loaded with paper, I'd give a woman whatever she wants just so I can get the box. But you guys make sure you comment, rate, subscribe, salute to getting rich so we can finance these women.